Hi guys, and welcome back to part 12 in the series Clinic Management System in C#. So what we'll be doing in this part is actually managing the patient's profiles, and this is going to be through the secretary panel. So first of all, we need to add a new button for managing the patient's profiles. Again, just copy the edit account and change the name to patient profiles. Okay, so we want to create a new form in order to open when we click on the patient profiles. So go to your project name, right click on it, and click add Windows form. We're gonna name it patient profiles. Okay, great. Now we want to double click on the patient profiles to open the new form when we click on it. So we're going to type hide to hide the current form and create a new object of patient profiles. We're going to name it patient profiles is equal to new patient profiles, and then patient profiles dot show dialog, and after we close it we're going to show again our form. Okay, so that's it with the secretary panel for now. Let's go to our patient profiles. So we want to add a couple of group boxes, text boxes, and buttons. Alright, so this is our form. So we're going to create a new account. So I'm going to provide the name, the phone, the notes, if any, and then create our account. And when we create accounts, they're going to be loaded in this list box. We can search for name and phone as we did in the admin panel, and then when we choose a record from this list box, it's going to be displayed in this edit account group box so that we can view and or edit our account, the account of the patient, of course. Okay, so the first thing that we want to do is create the update list function in order to update our list box. So right click, go to view code, and we want to create the function. Is going to be private void update list, and it's going to take string query as we did in the admin panel to search for the name or the phone. So we need first to be using the system.data.sql client. We want to create our SQL connection. So SQL connection con is equal to new SQL connection, and our connection string is in properties dot resources dot connection string, and then we're gonna create our SQL command. So SQL command, right? And we want to now create the we define the object of our command. We want to create it. So command is equal to con.create command. Command.text, the command text is equal to select, and what we want to select actually is the account underscore ID, the account underscore name, and the account underscore type from account, where account underscore type is equal to 2 in order to fetch all the patients, right? Okay, so the next thing is to fetch these rows. So we're gonna use the data reader, but first we need to open our connection. So con.open, con.close. SQL data reader is equal to command.execute reader, while reader.read. Then we want to fill our list box, but first we have to clear the items of the list box. So list box 1.items.clear, and then here list box 1.items.add new account. Remember, the account class that we created, it takes the ID, the name, and the type. So reader.getIn32 of 0, this is the ID and reader dot get string of 1. This is the name, and reader dot get int 32 of 2. So this is the type. Okay, so now we're done with updating our list box. So let's go back to our patient profiles design view, and we want to double click on this text box, which is text box 4, and want to call the function update list and give it our text box for the text. And then we want to double click on the form itself to go to the form load event and call the function update list with empty strings in order to fetch all the records in our database. Okay, now we want to create the account. So basically the name is going to be in text box 1, the phone in text box 2, and the notes in text box 3. So we want to first check that the name is not empty and the phone is not empty, and then proceed in creating our account. So double click on create account, and then we want to type if text box 1 the text is equal to an empty string, or text box 2 the text is equal to an empty string. Then we want to display message to the user. So message box dot show, please check the inputs, right? And then we're going to return without doing anything. So now we're going to create our account. So this was the inputs validation, and then we're going to the account creation. Okay, so command is equal to con.create command, command.command text is equal to insert into account. We want to insert the account underscore name, the account underscore phone, and the account underscore notes, also the account underscore type, and the account underscore creation underscore date, right? So these are things that we want to insert. So we're going to put them between brackets and then provide our values, which are add name, add phone, and notes. The account type is going to be always 2, and then add date. It's going to be 2 because we said that 2 is the type of patients, 0 is for secretaries, and 1 for doctors. Okay, we're now going to add our parameters. So command the parameters the add with value, add name. The name is in text box 1 the text. Command the parameters the add with value, add phone, text box 2 the text, and then command the parameters the add with value, add notes, which are in text box 3 the text. Then the name, the date, command the parameters the add with value, add date, which is actually date time dot now, the current timestamp. Okay, so we want to now execute our query. So obviously it's an execute done query function. So if command.execute non-query is greater than 0, then we're good. Message box dot show account was created. Else, then we're having problems. So message box dot show failed to create the account. And then we're going to close our connection. So con.close, and we didn't open it. We have here to open it. So con.open. Okay, and after we add a new account, we have to call our update list function and give it empty strings to fetch all the records again in our list box. Okay, so now we need to update the edit form when we select an item from the list box, right? So we want to double click on our list box 1 to go to the selected index changed event, and we want to first of all fetch our account ID, right? So in order to do this, we're going to check first for our selected index. So if list box 1 dot selected index is greater than is less than 0, or the list box 1 dot selected index is greater than or equal to list box 1 dot items dot count, then we're having problems. It's out of bounds, right? So we want to just return. And if this is not the case, then we want to fetch the account ID from our selected entry. So int account underscore ID is equal to, between two brackets, between two other brackets, we're gonna cast the selected item into an account class. So account, and then list box 1 dot selected item, right? Then we're gonna call the function dot get ID. So now we have the ID, we have to fetch the information from our database. So command is equal to conda create command, then command text is equal to select, and we want to select first the account underscore name, the account underscore DOB, account underscore phone, account underscore notes, account underscore creation underscore date from account, where account underscore ID is equal to @ID, right? Command the parameters dot add with value. We want to add our ID, so add ID, and this ID is the account underscore ID that we have just fetched, right? So we want to open our connection, so conda open and then conda close, and this is obviously a data reader. It's going to be a data reader object because we want to fetch a row, right? So SQL data reader, we're going to name it reader, is equal to command.execute reader, and then if reader.read, then we want to fetch the our record and put it in the form, right? So text box 5.text is equal to text box 5 is this text box for the account ID, and this is text box 6, this is date time picker 1, this is text box 7, 8, and 9. So text box 5, the text is going to be the account underscore ID dot toString, and then text box 6, the text, this is the name, so reader dot get string of 0, and then we have the date time picker. So we're going to create a date time object. This is another method of doing this. We've done this in the admin panel before. In a way, we're going to do it in another way now. So date time, I'm going to name it DOB, is equal to new date time, and then we're going to do the date time dot try parse. We're going to give it our string, which is reader dot get value of 1 dot toString, and then we're going to give it our result, which is going to be in the DOB, so out DOB. So this is going to return true if it successfully parsed the string to a date. Otherwise, it's going to return false. So we want to check here if datetime.tryParse, and we're going to give it our parameters. If this is true, then we want to update our datetime picker. So datetime picker 1.value is equal to DOB. Okay, and now what we want to do is fill text box 7. The text is going to be equal to the phone. So reader dot get string of 2, and text box 8, the text is going to be the notes. So reader.getString of 3, and finally text box 9, the text is going to be the notes, reader.getString of 4. Okay, so far so good. So now we're done with our list box selected index change event function. So what we want to do is actually go back to our design, and we want to double click on the edit button in order to edit our record. And remember that we're doing checks on the name and phone, that they are not empty, and we know that the name is in text box 6 and the phone is in text box 7. So we're gonna type if text box 6 dot text is equal to an empty string, or text box 7 dot text is equal to an empty string, then we want to display message box actually. So message box dot show, please check the inputs, and we want to return without doing anything. If this is not the case, then we're gonna proceed in editing the account. And this is the inputs validation. Alright, so now I'm going to create a command. So command is equal to con.create command. Command.command text is equal to update account set account underscore name is equal to add name, account underscore phone is equal to add phone, account underscore DOB is equal to add DOB, and account underscore notes is equal to add notes, where account underscore ID is equal to add ID, right? And command the parameters the add with value. We want to add our name, so add name, it's actually in text box 6 the text, and then command the parameters to add with value at phone, which is actually in text box 7 the text, and command the parameters to add with value. We want to add our DOB, so add DOB, which is actually in date time picker 1 the value the to string, and command the parameters to add with value at notes, which is in text box 8 the text, and command the parameters to add with value at ID, which is going to be in text box 5 the text. Okay, so obviously this is going to be an execute done query, but first we have to open our connection. So con.open and con.close. If command.execute non-query is greater than 0, then message box.show account was updated. Else message box.show failed to update the account. Okay, so far so good. We have forgot to add our query in the update list function. We forgot to add this query into our command text, right? So we're gonna continue from here. Account underscore type equal to, and we want to check for the account name or the account phone. So account underscore name is like at query, or account underscore phone is like at query, right? So command the parameters to add with value. I'm going to add our add query, and it's going to be the string query plus a percentage sign as we always do. Okay, that's great. I guess we have done everything now. Let's give this a try. So we want to start our project, and we want to log in as secretary. So secretary, the password is 123. So log in, go to patient profiles. Okay, so we don't have any profiles now, so it's empty. We want to create a new one, so I'm creating Bassel, and the phone is whatever phone, and the notes. Okay, we want to create the account. Account was created. Okay, we want to select the patient Bassel. Okay. Alright, so this should be get value dot to string, because it's not actually string, it is a date. Okay, let's give it another shot. Secretary 123, patient profiles, want to select Bassel. Here we go. Want to edit the name, let's make it Bassel Akmal, and the DOB, I'm gonna put my birth date. So okay, here we go. And that's cool. We're gonna edit the account. Account was updated. Let's add another patient, Muhammad. The phone is 0110, any phone number, and the notes, no notes. Okay, we want to create the account. Here we go. Account was created. So this is Muhammad. This is Bassel Ahmad. Okay, so far so good. Let's try to search Muhammad Bassel. Alright, so that's it guys for this tutorial. Catch you in the next one.